Hello and welcome back to another Honey Pop exclusive interview. Today we have none other than Miss Hannah Ellis. Hannah is a insanely talented country artist, and this year on January 12th, her debut album, That Girl, is going to be entering society, and we are so stoked to get to talk to her today about that album and everything else that came before it and is coming with it. All right. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to be here with us. We are so excited to get to talk to you, especially about your debut album, That Girl. So what we
Yes.
like to do here when we start things off is we like to kind of just set the scene over to you. So you tell us what you're all about, things that are really important to you right now, anything you want. So stage is yours.
Yeah, I'm so excited. My debut record, That Girl, comes out in like 2 days. Man, we have just been working on this record for such a long time. They say that you write for your first record your whole life, and I feel like I've been doing that. And we've spent the last, 3 years at the label just trying to get this as perfect as possible. And I'm so pleased with how it's turned out. I cannot wait for people to hear this record on Friday and just to really get to know me.
Yeah, every time I say it too, I feel like I need to do snaps after it. Like that girl, like this. That's
That
just how I
girl,
feel.
honey.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like it embodies that in a lot of the singles too. Like, I mean, obviously we have to talk about Wine Country. How do you
Right.
not talk about Wine Country?
Obviously.
Yeah.
The
I
most
mean,
fun. That song is so much fun because, I feel like it really helped me define my role in the country music family. I'm the bougie country girl, I'm going to go to the fancy steak dinners, but I'm also going to drink wine out of a solo cup on the farm. So you gotta have both.
well, yeah, and now it's like to me, it's also like even if you're bougie, my bougie is like drinking wine out of like my little tiny wine glasses on a Sunday while I'm doing laundry.
That's
Like
right.
it's
That's
it's that
right.
true energy. And so I'm curious too, as a wine connoisseur,
Yeah.
what are some of like your favorite wines and what activities are you going to be pairing those with?
Oh, this is a new question and I like it. Okay, so if I'm sitting poolside, I'm probably drinking either some bubbly rosé, which I love, or some Sancerre, it's like an old world kind of soft blanc, really light white wine. So, so good. If I'm having a date night with my husband Nick, I'm definitely going to be drinking a big fat Napa Cab Sav. Um, if I'm just with some friends and we're having like chill drinks, maybe pre-dinner drinks, I'm gonna have probably a GSM, which is a Grenache Syrah Mourvedre blend. It's like a little lighter bodied red. But I'm like super obsessed with that wine right now. So all the activities, there's a wine for every activity, let's be honest.
No, there is, and I'm taking notes. I have so many to try now. Like, ooh, I am still like entering my wine phase of life. So I
Ooh,
feel like this could not have come at a better time
it's
for
a
me.
good phase. It's a good phase to be in.
Well, because you're also, I hear, a really great cook, and cooking is super important to you as well.
It is, food and drink in general are one of my biggest passions. I love even when I'm out on the road touring, I love to find whatever the special restaurant is in each town, whether it's the dive bar or the farm to table restaurant. I'm just passionate about food, and so cooking falls into that. And it's something that really gives me also just peace when I'm at home. I turn on some old jazz music and I make dinner and just enjoy my time at home and get ready to be back on the road.
Yeah, it's a whole other form of artistry, definitely.
Absolutely.
So if we were to make like a That Girl cookbook,
Yes.
what kind of cuisines or drinks would we find in the That Girl cookbook?
So, what's really fun is I actually created a That Girl cocktail book that I'm going to have at my release party, which I'm really excited about. And I just curated the drinks to go with the different vibes. I think there was which this is crazy, but for the song Us, there's a cocktail that has, it's got whiskey and a red wine floater, just a little bit, don't get wild. And so that was a drink that I made for the red wine lips meets whiskey kiss. And, an Aperol Spritz is one of my favorite drinks. And I made that the cocktail for my song One of These Days because that's what I drink with my friends when we're just having chill days out on the boat or the patio. And I think it's so much fun. As far as food goes, I love Thai food. I definitely think that for the song Somebody Else, that is the love song that I wrote with my husband. It would have to be a Thai meal because that is what we love to make together and eat together. Um, but I kind of like this idea. I might need to make a cookbook.
I think that there's so many in there too, like a Karma on the Rocks. Like
Oh,
there's so many different things.
no brainer.
Yeah, speaking of Karma on the Rocks too, I have this like bias towards any song when I see the word karma in it immediately. So I will admit my bias. However, the second I listened to this, I'm obsessed. I love the tagline in it.
Thank
Baby is your
you.
freedom, everything you thought.
Hmm.
Yeah. I need that on like a hoodie, a bumper.
Oh, right? Come on. That's a good one. I like that
Yeah.
a lot.
So like, can you tell me more about that track as well?
Yes, that song was so much fun to write. I've been in love for such a long time. My husband and I have been together almost 10 years at this point. But it was so fun to tap back into that woman scorned energy and to kind of reminisce, if you will, on the ones that thought they got away, right? And if you ever get lucky enough to see those people have karma play out in their life, it is a little bit of sweet revenge, I have to be honest.
It is. I sometimes I'm like, ooh, is that bad on me for admitting it? But I
Oh no, honey, that makes you human and it probably makes you a woman too.
owning the cycle. You're just owning the cycle. Well,
That's
and
right,
it's funny
baby.
that you say that because I mean, another track that I wanted to talk about was Us because
Yeah.
honestly, the first, like, as soon as I listened to it, the beginning instrumentally reminds me of this like Shania Twain, like kind
Yes.
of whimsical, comforting pull.
Yeah.
And then you pair that with, the whole concept and meaning behind the song. It's just this like safe space.
Gosh, I love that you say that because I think the same thing about that song. I think I was so excited that that was the first song that people heard from me on this project because I wanted people to know, like, I think it shows you my roots in country music. It shows you my story of my love story with my husband. I think it shows you how I approach love, how I approach songwriting, and it's one of my favorites as well. And I'm so glad that that's what you got from it.
Yeah, I mean, and I just the way that your songs weave a story and it's
Yeah.
effortless. It feels
Thank
effortless.
I so appreciate that. I've always prided myself in being a storyteller and being a writer, even before I wrote songs. And so I really appreciate the craft of songwriting. And it's something I'm constantly working on and trying to get better at. And I feel like we've captured some really, really special moments on this record.
Yeah, I agree. It's saying that your efforts show, I feel like is an understatement.
Thank you.
But I also kind of want to like backtrack a little bit because of course I was listening to everything. And I think the first song that I was listening to, because I like to start from the beginning and make my way up
That's
because
how I want it to be, girl. That is how
that's
I
how
set
you
this
get to
record
know
up.
someone. Yeah.
Right?
I want to hear like where somebody started, but I feel like my first moment of listening where I was just like, "Oh my goodness, like
Yeah.
she gets it."
Yes.
Was Never in Love.
Oh, yeah. That
What
song,
yeah,
that's OG music right there.
yeah, tell me more about like that entire time like as an artist, but like what it's like looking back at that period, those songs.
I see that as such a turning point in my songwriting to where I feel like that was a song that I wrote that I was like, okay, wow, I feel like I'm really connecting with my fans on this one. I feel like they're getting to know me and they're getting to know how I write songs and what I write songs about. And I feel like that was definitely a turning point, even just releasing that song in my artistry.
Yeah, and I just the way that ooh, it just gripped me. And then there's other tracks on there too that have the same kind of emotional charge from different points. Like, there's the
Yeah.
officer down and like all these other
Yeah.
ones. When do you like
Yeah.
when you perform those songs now, does it I mean, I feel like considering how it you just said it was the first time you really felt like you were connecting with your fans, does that almost feel like songs that are just like for you guys?
Oh, they're timeless to me. Those songs are timeless, and I feel like, absolutely, I feel like, if you will, they're the gateway, to the rest of my artistry and the rest of my projects. I would never take those songs down because I think those are so much a part of my story, and this is just that next chapter.
Yeah. And like I said, starting from like the beginning to now, I
Yeah.
agree, essential. And they're all still bangers to this
Oh,
day. So
thank you.
they're serving more than like a purpose. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. I have to talk about your custom boots.
Yes. Let's
Like,
talk about
I
them.
need to know everything. Like, break this down for me. How did they come to be? What was your
Oh,
inspiration for them?
so we have just an incredible relationship with the president of Lucchese and his wife Sally. And from the moment my husband and I met them, we just absolutely fell in love with them and vice versa. And they have been dear friends of ours ever since. And so when Wine Country came out and we were about to release the song, Sally was like, I want to help you design a custom pair of boots. She had found this, I guess we'll call it a style where they had grapevines going up the side of the boots. And she sent me a picture and she's like, we have to design it around this style. I have so many ideas. And so we FaceTimed. I went in the Lucchese store and we picked out the leathers. And I knew I wanted it to be wine colored, but because I talk about black Lucchese's in the song, I knew that they had to be black. And so we decided to do wine color, you know, crocodile on the feet, and then to do the black going up, and then to have the grapevines going in, and then on the back it has my initials, and then on the inside, this was her surprise to me, she actually put Wine Country 2023, just because they're such supporters and they know how much I love them and I love the Lucchese brand, and those boots are truly my pride and joy.
This is one of my favorite things about like the country music scene is this community that you build from just like loving everything to do with
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
I absolutely love that.
yeah.
That also had to
It
be
is.
such a high.
Oh my gosh, it absolutely was. It was just so special to get to design those with them. And then they surprised me by having them done in time for me to wear for CMA Fest. And oh my gosh, I just came undone.
Was CMA Fest the flash mob?
That was the
Yeah,
flash mob.
oh gosh, to have
Epic.
like the boots, the flash mob, like so well deserved to have such a moment of just like,
Yeah,
wow.
that was so epic.
I,
So epic.
ooh, more of that in 2024.
Yes,
More of
more.
that.
Yes,
So, okay, new year, new album.
yes.
What else can you tell us about your 2024 right now? Like, I know you've got so much.
So much. We have some international travel and some shows coming up in Germany in March. Oh my gosh, not even that far away. And then starting in April, we have so many fun festivals that I cannot wait to play and get on the road, and hopefully some other shows to announce soon too.
Ooh, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm gonna keep my eyes peeled. And
Me
also,
too.
I have my eyes on the Wine Country little boot koozies.
Yes. So fun.
I'm gonna have to give some for my mom and I
Oh,
because
absolutely.
it's
Absolutely.
too perfect. So
I love
thank
it.
you again, Hannah, for taking time out of your day and talking with us. I am
Absolutely.
so excited for everything else to come from you.
Oh,
I know you've been working for so long, but I really feel like it's just going to be up and up and up from here.
yes, girl, we gotta go.
Absolutely. It's overdue, overdue.
Yes. Thank you
But
so much.
is there anything else that you'd like to say, like for our readers, your fans, anything last
No,
minute
I think you
words?
killed it.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day. I hope that you have an amazing rest of your day as well.
Yes. Thank you, Keaton.
Thank you again to Hannah for taking time out of your super busy schedule to talk to us. We cannot stress enough how much fun we had talking to you about all of these things. And we will have our eyes peeled for more of those shows announcements in 2024. Thank you guys again. You can find all of Hannah's links down in the description box below, as well as a link to our Discord community where you can go talk about how obsessed you are with Wine Country and what wine you will be pairing with that girl when it drops.